Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I cannot think of a better word right now to describe Tennessee recruiting other than momentum. You know, Boo Carter, Jordan Burns, Max Anderson, all in the boat. Jonathan Eccles, Caleb Beasley, both have said their recruitment is shut down. They are dialed in, locked in 100% orange. Some of the people out there in the media saying Tennessee fans are going to be pretty happy coming up over the next week. A lot of talent in town this weekend. Tennessee's got some players trending. We've talked about them. 4-star wide receiver Braylon Staley out of Aiken, South Carolina. Absolute burner. Going to make his decision, I think I saw officially on June the 30th. He is a guy that is trending to Tennessee. I think Tennessee is in great shape with the in-state linebacker, Edwin Spillman. And then there's so many guys that were on campus last weekend and this weekend. And I encourage you, if you missed the live stream with Dell Dowden, go back, give it a watch. Also dropped a video yesterday morning that was really good. I know it was extremely early in the morning, so a lot of you guys missed that. Go back, check it out. I'll link it at the end of the video. But some of the guys that have been on campus last weekend will be in town this weekend. Williams Winery, Cam Franklin, Mike Matthews, Ryan Wingo, Amari Jefferson, Daniel Calhoun, Marquez Easley, and the guy that I made the video on, the absolute monster, Bennett Warren. Yesterday morning made that video. He's going to be in town this weekend. So much talent. Can Tennessee close? Can they close out this class of 24? Look, I know we got a long way to go. We got a long way until signing day, but Tennessee has set themselves up nicely. We've been talking for the last 2 to 3 weeks about how they backloaded their visits in June. Would it pay off, or would we all be sitting here as Tennessee fans scratching our heads, confused, concerned, talking about Josh Heupel being unable to close on the recruiting trail? I disagree with that. I think we are about to have some serious momentum coming up over the next couple of weeks. One of those guys we've not really been talking about, and that is Jordan Ross, the 5-star edge rusher. Now, I went to bed last night pretty fired up, pretty excited. Watched the Wiltfong whip around. Steve Wiltfong talking about Tennessee recruiting. We're going to take a look at that, listen to what he had to say about Mike Matthews, about Jordan Ross, about a couple of other players that Tennessee is in it deep with. I think you guys will like what Steve Wiltfong had to say. But as always, do me a favor. Smash that thumbs up right down here, just right below the video. Just click that little thumbs up. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. You want to go a little bit further, hit that thanks button. It's like a super chat on a video, a tip in the tip jar. Allows me to do this along with you guys that are members of the channel. I appreciate your support. Now, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not talking at you. We are talking with you. We are building a community of Tennessee fans right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. We have fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits, a live post-game show once we get to the fall. A lot of you new listeners don't even know what that looks like. I'm excited to do that. But if you're new here, welcome. Subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. I'll be live Monday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, talking all things Tennessee. We're going to talk about this big recruiting weekend coming up on Monday night at 6:30. So come join us live. But let's take a listen here to what Steve Wiltfong had to say about the weekend for Tennessee coming up ahead.
Sticking in the soon-to-be extinct SEC East, Knoxville is the place to be this weekend. Tennessee hosting 3 5-star prospects, Elijah Rushing, Jordan Ross, and Mike Matthews. The Vols now have a top 10 class, but how do you feel about their chances to add to it after this weekend?
Yeah, looking to finish in the top 10 for a second straight cycle, Emily. Mike Matthews is one. We've had Tennessee as a team to watch on Whip Around for a while. You know, certainly Clemson, USC have given him a lot to think about on recent official visits. He was just at USC this past weekend for what was a massive recruiting weekend for Lincoln Riley and company. And he was at Clemson the first weekend of the month. Georgia's been trying to climb up in this race as well, but Tennessee well positioned. I think they're at or near the top. I think this will be his 3rd time on campus this calendar year. He was there for the win over Alabama. His family likes it. He loves the offense. And so I think Tennessee's in a good spot already coming into the visit for Elijah Rushing.
Right there with Mike Matthews. He's a guy that we've talked a lot about. I think Tennessee is about to close the door on Mike Matthews. I think he may be. Again, this is fan talk. That's what we do here. We speculate on the rumors and what the insiders and the experts say. Mike Matthews is a guy that I think is going to pull the trigger for Tennessee. We've talked about his relationship with Boo Carter. They played AAU ball together. He likes this offense. Everything has been trending towards Tennessee for a while. It's been all about surviving. And that's the thing, again, when you backload those visits, June is the new December. June is when everybody wants to take those visits and make those decisions in July going into their senior season. That's the way recruiting works now. And I think Mike Matthews is set up perfectly there to pull the trigger. Again, his relationship with Boo Carter, playing AAU ball together. Boo Carter is going to be in town this weekend doing a whole lot of peer-to-peer recruiting. So could you add the 5-star wide receiver? Something else Steve Wiltfong just mentioned there. They're talking about a top 10 class. Are you going to be happy with that? Tennessee's sitting at 10th right now. I know the conversation we've had is, can Tennessee end in the top 5? Jump into the comment section. Let me know if 10th is another top 10 class good enough for you to be satisfied with what Josh Heupel's doing on the recruiting trail. Let's go back over to Steve Wiltfong, take a listen to what he says about the edge rusher, Elijah Rushing.
We like Oregon right now on whip around, but Tennessee's a program that I think could make a move with a really strong visit this weekend. And then Jordan Ross is the 5-star edge from Birmingham, Alabama. When he visited Georgia a couple weekends ago, we talked about on the show that we thought the Bulldogs made a major move. And I do think that in the moment of that visit, that Georgia was very exciting. But I think since the dust has settled, and talking to him after that Georgia visit a couple days, he told me that Tennessee was the one to beat. So I know Florida is still very much in it. He was at Texas this past weekend, but Tennessee's been one of his favorites his entire process. And I think that they are also in great position going into this recruiting weekend. They had Williams Nwaneri on campus last weekend, the 5-star defensive lineman from Kansas City. But they can add Matthews, Jordan Ross, and Nwaneri, and then Elijah Rushing would just be a bonus. But those 3 5-stars I just mentioned, that would be as strong a close as any program in the country to the 2024 cycle.
Tennessee can add Nwaneri, Mike Matthews, and Jordan Ross. Now, something interesting talking about Jordan Ross right there. Again, survive the storm, survive the visits. But you heard Steve Wiltfong, the official visits. Jordan Ross visited Florida on June the 2nd, visited Georgia on June the 9th, and then Texas on the 16th. He will be in town officially in Knoxville this weekend. And what kind of concerned me, what threw me off the trail of Ross, is what some of the experts were saying. You go back to the Simmons scoop from June the 13th. Chad Simmons over at on3.com said Jordan Ross named Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee as his top 3 coming out of the weekend. Based on what I'm hearing, the official visits to Gainesville and Athens, I give the Gators the edge. He is in no rush to make a decision, but the Florida coaches and players have done a great job making Ross feel comfortable. All 3 schools are in this, but I'm hearing the most about Florida. Follow that up a few days later. A Georgia insider talking about Jordan Ross says they feel great. The Georgia Bulldogs feel great about Jordan Ross coming out of the visit, coming out of the Georgia visit. Now, what did Steve Wiltfong say? Coming out of the Georgia visit, Jordan Ross himself, out of his mouth, said that Tennessee was the leader. Tennessee was the team to beat. Here's a quote from when he talked to Josh Heupel. He said he's a great coach. He knows how to make it feel like home to recruits and does a great job talking to you. He keeps connecting with you to build a great relationship. Also, the players seem like they have a great relationship with the entire coaching staff. You can see there the profile on the screen. 247 Sports has Jordan Ross as a 5-star edge rusher. They have him as the number 2 ranked edge rusher in the country. 6'4.5", 215 pounds. I'm not going to go through the entire scouting report, but you take a look at it. The first thing that they mention is he flashes excellent athleticism off the edge. Says he has an explosive first step off the line of scrimmage, great foot and body quickness, fluid athlete. That's the type of guy that Rodney Garner wants on this defensive line. And going back to what Steve Wiltfong said, I think Williams Nwaneri is a coin toss. We keep talking about him, and this thing may go down to the wire. Tennessee is not going to stop recruiting Williams Nwaneri. What about Cam Franklin? Tennessee is in a very good spot with Cam Franklin as well. I know he canceled the visit coming up to over the weekend, but then he followed that up. He visited Auburn. He went to Miami. He took some visits. I don't know if he's NIL shopping, but that sure is fun to say as a rumor that he's going around taking his last check before he pulls the trigger. And Tennessee is in a very, very good spot. So again, Williams Nwaneri, Cam Franklin, Mike Matthews, Ryan Wingo, Amari Jefferson has a huge visit coming up this weekend. You move over to the offensive line, Daniel Calhoun, Marquez Easley, Bennett Warren came out of nowhere, absolute nowhere. Everybody thought he's going to Michigan, coming to Tennessee with a lot of steam. Boo Carter is in his ear. I think we have a legitimate shot to land a couple of those offensive tackles, a couple of those wide receivers, and maybe 2 or 3 solid 5-star, 4-star defensive linemen. Tennessee is in a very, very good spot right now to close out this class of 24. But you guys know the deal. Jump into the comment section. What do you think about what Steve Wiltfong had to say? If that doesn't light a fire under you, I got to check and make sure you're drinking your coffee and you're awake and ready to go this morning, because I went to sleep fired up. I woke up fired up, and I think this class of 24 is going to be something special. Also, make sure you smash the thumbs up. That's quick, free, and easy. You want to do a little bit more, hit that join button down below. You can become a member of the channel. You get a power T beside your name, custom Talkin' VAWLS emojis, fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. But more importantly, you give me the opportunity to do this full time, to bring you guys more content, to bring you more live streams, to spend more time trying to dig into this recruiting information, building some contacts, some networks, so I can reach out to guys that have that inside voice and bring it here to the community, to you guys. But anybody that wants to support, we appreciate you hitting that join button. If not, just smash the thumbs up. That's quick, free, and easy. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk some Tennessee football, because this is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.